Hi, I'm Peter Gordon. I'm a chef and I'm a New Zealander, and I'm going to show you a fantastic main course that's great for a dinner party. It's a lovely rack of New Zealand lamb crumbed with a marmalade and mustard topping, served with baby vegetables, and then a beautiful watercress and pumpkin seed salad. So what you have here are some racks of New Zealand lamb. They've been trimmed of any excess fat, and they have 7 bones, but a 4-bone one is what you really need for one person. But you've only got 7. So what do? You go to the back of the rack and you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. Figure out these 4 are closer to each other than these 3. So then just run the knife down, aiming to get it into the centre here. So you end up with 2 similar sized pieces of lamb here. So what you want to do with that is just lightly season it. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. You need a saucepan, which you're just going to heat up gently, and what we're going to put into this is some marmalade, and you can also use apricot jam for this, which is quite nice. Butter, a good knob. What we do is just warm it all up. So melted marmalade in the butter, then I've got the mustard to add, and then it's just a matter of adding the breadcrumbs until it feels like a nice pasty consistency. This just goes on to the lamb. The oven's on at 180 to 190 degrees, depending on how hot your oven is. And we just put this to one side, and now we start the veggies. For that, what you want to do is heat up a pan, and then with a bit of olive oil or butter, we're going to fry off some onion. I want a bit of garlic, and then we just cook these till they're caramelised. We're going to be having some rosemary and chilli, so just remove the rosemary leaves from the stalk, then use it, that'll be fine. And I'm going to put a bit of chilli in here too. Cut it sort of 3/4 of the way along. Cut it down the middle. We're not going to chop it up, we're going to throw it in like this. Okay, so the onions and garlic have caramelised. You can see they've changed colour. Add the chilli and rosemary. And then what I've got here is some baby vegetables. Baby fennel, baby sweetcorn, little carrots and little courgettes. This onion mixture now gets tipped on top. Just spread them out nice and evenly. Sit your lamb on top. So now it's time to put it in the oven. You want 180 on a fan-forced oven, 190 on a non-fan-forced, and it takes about 20 minutes depending on the thickness of the lamb. And part of the garnish on this dish are these lovely toasted pumpkin seeds, or they're sometimes called pepitas. Get a little bit of oil in a pan, add some pumpkin seeds, just a handful or 2. So just stir it as it's heating up, and eventually it'll start popping, and then we can take it off. Okay, these are nice and toasted. You can see they've changed colour, and also the oil has changed colour a bit too. It's gone lovely green that you get from the pumpkin seeds. So just tip these into a bowl and leave them to go cold. So the lamb's been cooking for 20 minutes. I've turned the oven off and just left the door ajar for 5 minutes, and now it's ready to plate up. You can see here the crust is lovely and kind of golden. It hasn't burnt. Take the lamb out. Just slosh a little bit of balsamic vinegar in, which works almost like a dressing because it's quite a rich dish and it adds a lovely kind of acidity to it. Stir your vegetables all together. And then for a portion, just divide up what you put in there. Lovely piece of lamb. And I'm just going to cut it down the middle through the bone. So remember, if you flip it over carefully, you'll see the bones run down. So make sure your knife runs between the bones. So we just put that over on our vegetables. And then to finish this dish here, just a little bit of watercress, then finally just sprinkle it with a bit of the toasted pumpkin seeds, which provide texture, and also the oil they were cooked in works as the salad dressing on the lamb. So what you've got is this lovely herb and mustard and marmalade crusted lamb rack from New Zealand with roasted baby vegetables, watercress and pumpkin seeds. And if you're going to have a wine for this, it's New Zealand lamb, so I would recommend a New Zealand Pinot Noir. They're quite fruity but also quite light. If you don't have those to hand, then get yourself a lovely light burgundy, and even a white burgundy, a Chardonnay, can also be a fantastic thing because the richness, the butteriness of that works so well with the butter and the crust here. So something with a bit of body but not too tannic, not too overpowering, fantastic. If you want to get the recipes or any other information about New Zealand lamb, the best lamb in the world, then go to www.loveourlamb.co.uk and you get lots of hints and tips. Good luck.